गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारे, गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारे, यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन, यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन, जमुना तीर वनचारे, जमुना तीर वनचारे, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारे, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारे, गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारे, गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारे, यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन, यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन, जमुना तीर वनचारे, जमुना तीर वनचारे, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारे, जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारे, गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारे, गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारे, यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन, Jashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunj Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunj Vihari Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajakaacharya Ashtottara Shata Shishimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhajcharana Arvind Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. ISKCON Body Founder Acharya Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajakaacharya Ashtottara Shata Shishimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai. प्रेम से कहो से कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। ब्रज में वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवदीप मायापुर धाम की जय। जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगा माई की जय। जमुना माई की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। तुलसी महारानी की जय। समावित भक्त वृंद की जय। निताय गौर प्रमाद। All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. Glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We are reading from Bhagavad-Gita as it is, chapter number 15, text number 19, the Yoga of the Supreme Person. Yaha mam evam asamudha janati purusha uttamam saha sarvavit bhajati mam sarvabhavena bharata yo mamevam asamudha janati purushottamam sa sarvadvid bhajati mam sarvabhavena bharata yo mameva sammudho janati purushottamam sa sarvavid bhajati mam sarvabhavena bharata yo mameva sammudho janati purushottamam sa sarvavid bhajati mam sarvabhavena bharata. Yaha, anyone who mam, me, evam, thus, asammudha, without a doubt, janati, knows, Purushottamaha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Saha, he, Sarvavit, the knower of everything, bhajati, renders devotional service, mam, unto me, sarvabhavena, in all respects, Bharata, O son of Bharat. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti-Yoga Swami Srila Prabhupada. Whoever knows me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead without doubting is the knower of everything. He therefore engages himself in full devotional service unto me, O son of Bharat. So there are many philosophical speculations about the constitutional position of the living entities and the Supreme Absolute Truth. Now in this verse, the Supreme Personality of Godhead clearly explains that anyone who knows the Lord Krishna to be the Supreme Person is actually the knower of everything. The imperfect knower goes on simply speculating about the Absolute Truth, but the perfect knower, without wasting his valuable time, engages directly in Krishna consciousness and the devotional service of the Supreme Lord. Throughout the whole Bhagavad-Gita, this fact is being stressed at every step. And still, there are so many stubborn commentators on Bhagavad-Gita who considers the Supreme Absolute Truth and living entities to be one and the same. Vedic knowledge is called Shruti, learning by oral reception. One should actually receive the Vedic knowledge from the authorities like Krishna and his representatives. Here Krishna distinguishes everything very nicely, and one should hear from this source. Simply to hear like hogs is not sufficient. One must be able to understand from the authorities. It is not that one should simply speculate academically. One should submissively hear from the Bhagavad-Gita that these living entities are always subordinate to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Anyone who is able to understand this according to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, knows the purpose of Vedas. No one else knows the purpose of Vedas. The word bhajati is very significant. In many places, the word bhajati is expressed in relationship with the service of the Supreme Lord. If a person is engaged in full Krishna consciousness and devotional service of the Lord, it is to be understood that he has understood all Vedic knowledge. In the Vaishnava Parampara, it is said that if one is engaged in devotional service of Krishna, then there is no need for any other spiritual process for understanding the Supreme Absolute Truth. He has already come to this point because he is engaged in devotional service of the Lord. He has ended all primary processes of understanding. But if anyone, after speculating for hundreds and thousands of lives, does not come to the point that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that one has to surrender there all his speculations for so many years and the lives is a useless waste of time. Om Ajnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshul Militan Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Jata Padakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitantam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhamritanascha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusate Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namaham Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sundravadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Yo mameva asammudho janati purushottamam sa sarvavid bhajati mam sarva bhavena bharata. Whoever knows me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead without doubting is the knower of everything. He therefore engages himself in full devotional service unto me, O son of Bharat. Actually, for any authority or authoritative sentence to understand the declaration of the absolute truth is as in this particular verse. From the very beginning, Srila Prabhupada has coined the words the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Very rare anybody has translated the word Bhagavan means the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But Srila Prabhupada did very boldly. Even in Srimad Bhagavatam, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya has been given. And there also he translates the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna. When Krishna declares himself as the absolute truth, personality of Godhead, that gives the perfect understanding of the wholesomeness of singular personality, that all attributes belong to him, all reasoning belongs to him, all causes also belong to him. So, Srila Prabhupada inherited this particular fact that upholds the philosophy of Krishna consciousness to be the topmost, and that is the pride of Gaudiya Vaishnava. So therefore, people write treatises on what we call Mahavakya. Mahavakya means the great formula on which you can defeat anybody, any other speculative processes that comes from impersonalism or Mayavad or Bahudevavad. And Srila Prabhupada would not change this. Krishna means absolute truth, personality of Godhead. The personality is to be understood that nothing is impersonal, everything is personal. Influence may be impersonal, but the person is there behind it. The person is behind there. His locale may be there. So, this is elaborately explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. Vadanti tattva vidastatvam yad jnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti shabdate. The Bhagavan word is the, the ultimate word to be realized. Other realizations are imperfect. So, in the previous sequence of the verses, Dva Vibho Purusho Loke Ksharascha Akshar Evacha Kshara Sarvani Bhutani Kutastha Akshar Uchyate. There are two kinds of entities, the fallible and infallible, right? And Kutastha means one has to come up to the top of his understanding. Kuta means it's like a mountain. The peak of the mountain is called Kuta. Kutastha is the ultimate point. One where is situated, that is called Akshara. Kshara and Akshara, two prakritis Krishna has described. Kshara means those who are fallible, those who become victim, they can never be winner. They are called Kshara Prakriti. All the living entities, they are falling into the delusion of duality. So the condition was there because they were envious and they fell from their grace. So then Krishna explains that beyond Kshara and Akshara Prakritis is his position. Aksharadapi Chottamam. I am the topmost on all the infallibles. Right? So, Sarvavid Bhajati Mam Janati Purushottamam. That's why I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, one should not have doubt about it. Check out everything in the material world. Everything that is material is fallible. But the one that is spiritual, and if one is liberated by the spiritual, then he gains somewhat Akshara nature or infallible nature. But still from there, a person may remain, because they have not come to the conclusion that it is Krishna who is the absolute truth personality of God. The truth has to be manifest. Truth has to be manifested. It cannot be a simply impersonal, unmanifested, simply a talk of your, supramental power. No. Manifestation of the energy is there. Energies are manifested. But whose energy? So that is the medium of manifestation of the energy into the personalities. Guna and Shakti. When they combine, there is a manifestation. If they do not combine, it remains unmanifested. So spiritually, Sandhini, Samvit and Ladini Shaktis, they are bound by Sat Chit Anand Gunas. The absolute truth manifests in the form of personality. And out of those personalities, Uttama Purusha Hastamanya. That personality is termed as Purusha. We are all Purushas. Purusha Buddhi, even though male contains, female also contains. But that is termed that in bodily conception, they think bodily pleasures are ultimate pleasures. But Krishna says it's a cheating experience. So those who are thinkers, that what is the solution for this miserable material life? They come up with different thinking pattern. But there is no foundation or why? Because they are thinking on their own. Unless and until one comes through the disciplic succession of the personalities, starting from Supreme Personality of Godhead all the way in unbroken chain of disciplic succession. These are personalities. Nothing is impersonal. Personalities can become instrument to convey us the absolute truth. And that is the glory of Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. And this becomes the cardinal fact, the sutra, which is also called Mahavakya. To prove Lord Sri Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead in front of the Vishnus was a very laudable effort by Rupa Goswami by writing Laghu Bhagavatamrutam. And the cardinal sutra that we got, he quotes Srimad Bhagavatam, Ete chansa kalapunsa Krishnastu Bhagavana Swayam. So Krishnastu Bhagavana Swayam becomes the cardinal truth. That he is the same Supreme Personality of Godhead, a single responsible even to expand in Purusharthas. The three Purushartha avatars are there, three Vishnus. People do not know systematically, but Bhagavatam details it, everything, just to prove. Here Krishna is proving himself with all logic. So one has to, understand through the authorities the explanation of this personification and the supreme of all that personification that comes to Krishna. So Prabhupada quotes so many Vedic aphorisms. Kasmin bhagavo yasmin vigyatam sarvam evam vigyatam bhavanti. Bhagava means personality. Opulences are embedded in these personalities. So try to know that supreme, absolute glorious personality. By knowing him, you will know everything. Kasmin bhagavo yasmin vigyatam sarvam evam vigyatam bhavanti. By knowing only one, you will know everything. So therefore, all living entities who are subservient, assuming different personalities according to their desires, when they come to the conclusion that we must be subservient and our service should satisfy him and him alone, by which yasmin tushte jagat tushtam. Just try to satisfy the supreme absolute truth by your alignment in thinking, speaking, and acting. Means the totality of our expression submitted to him in his service. Yasmin tushte jagat tushtam. You don't have any other obligation. then all other important things in explanation of the greatness of the Supreme Absolute Truth, Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, as Bhagavan, Swayam, then you catch hold of his lotus feet. Why lotus feet? The feet are the support of everything. The roots, feet means the root. The root is Krishna. If you pour water in the roots, it will be distributed in shakha, upashakha, parana, flower, fruits, everywhere. So, in monotheistic philosophy, that is, it's not monism, it's monotheistic philosophy, that there is only one absolute truth and his personality of Godhead. The impersonalists especially keep a complete opposite or envious mentality, doesn't want to surrender to that Supreme. So what's the difference between every living entity who have out of a separate desire and hate fallen into this material world? Is there any difference between them and an impersonalist thinker? No. They are on the same platform. So there are so many supportive statements of the singular personality of Lord Shri Krishna as the absolute truth, personality of Godhead. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada takes up this particular chapter, Purushottam Yoga, in connection with the absolute truth, the personality aspect. And Krishna proves himself. Who is the best person? One who does not make mistake. But everybody, to err is human. They make mistakes. So how come they become Supreme Personality of Godhead? They are celebrating in Kerala the 100th anniversary of Satya Sai Baba. Bhagavan! Come and get inspired by Bhagavan. These are the situations of different grades of envious persons who do not want to surrender. Namam dushkritino mudha prapadyante naradama mayaya apritagyana asurim bhavamasrita. Apritagyana, the real knowledge has been stolen. So impersonal knowledge, Mayavadi philosophy, is a stolen knowledge. And there is no knowledge in it. This Bhagavad-Gita, with a singular point of surrender to Lord Shri Krishna, is the prime important treatise in the history of religious nature in India especially, and it has spread out. There is hardly any parallel Bhagavad-Gita written by anybody that has become so much accepted worldwide, other than Srila Prabhupada is a very glorious Acharya to bring this philosophy Many in our line of disciplic succession have written Bhagavad-Gita, treatise and everything. But Srila Prabhupada is the only one in the disciplic succession who wrote as it is. So what a conviction is there. One should have convicted faith. That is nishtha. Nishtha only comes not after long practice, but after understanding the unshakable faith in service of Krishna. Shraddha shabde sudrida vishvasa karanishya Krishna bhakti karile sarva karma karta hai. These are the expansions of our practical, realization that Shraddha, Shratadhana, our faith should be on the absolute truth. Shrata means the truth. Dha means intelligently perceived. Dhya. If there is no involvement of intelligence is there, then our belief system is very shaky. But Shraddha does not convey to belief system. Shraddha means it is a very confirmed set. The Shabde Sudrada Vishwas. Sudrada Vishwas. The faith should be unshakable. Karanishya. And it should be on a definite, conclusive aspect. That yes, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and to render service to Him is the inseparable duty of His parts and parcels. And so, Sarvavit, he becomes the knower of everything. Bhajate mam, Sarvavit, Bhajati imam sarvabhavena bharata. Sarvabhav means in all respects. No excuse. So, this is the cardinal sloka where Krishna himself establishes him to be the Purushottamam. This word has been systematically developed from Dvavivo Purusholoke. Purusholoke. Purush means enjoyer. Everybody fell into the delusion of duality out of hate, but they wanted to enjoy separately from Krishna. Right? Enjoy separately from Krishna. So, this is Purushaloka. But there are two types of Purusha, the fallible Purush and infallible Purush. Most of us are fallible. But those who are practicing in rising above to keep his subserviency to Lord Shri Krishna alone, he can become infallible. And out of them, one who is 100% surrendered to Lord Shri Krishna, he comes on the same platform as a servant. And his entire business is to sarva vid bhajati mam sarva bhavena bharata. Such eternal servitors are there, inseparable from Krishna. And that is the highest goal for human form of life. So, one has to know it without a doubt. Mudha mudhoyam nabhina janati mamebhya paramam vyayam. Only foolish Mudha, who does not know, ignorant fool, they do not know me. That I am paramam and completely transcendental, avyayam. That in any form, whether influence that is impersonal, localized as Paramatma or as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I am avyaya, avyayatma. Avyayatma. So in the second chapter, the Paramatma is avyayatma, but Paramatma is his farthest expansion. So all different stages of the Bhagavan, Paramatma and Brahmajyoti, all three are on the absolute platform. But those who think or meditate on Brahmajyoti, they actually are being trapped by Lord Shiva in Mahakalpur. The farthest of the, what you call the atmosphere of Lord Shiva, they do not go beyond that. Because Brahmajyoti is very strong there. Brahmajyoti is available here also. Prajnanadipena bhasvata. It comes in the form of diffused through the knowledge. So the spiritual understanding, the rays and the manifestation of the spiritual personality, everything is there. It can be understood very easily. All these three aspects. Locality, influence, locality, and the personality. Three aspects. That is the tattva of the absolute truth, personality of Godhead. Vadanti tattva vidas tattvam yad jnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti shabdate. You know three things about the personality. His personality itself, and he is walking, talking, has a relationship one-to-one with all his living entities. And his expansion that reaches each and every living entity. Therefore, he is the rightful claim of all living entity. And living entity cannot claim him because he is subservient. Suppose a servant is serving his master. He cannot own the master. He is my master, he can say, but he cannot own it. The owner is different than the owned. We are owned by him because we are part and parcel. So therefore, we must surrender to the absolute truth, personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna. by all deliberations, and our life will be successful on that. So, anybody has any question?
What I could understand is
Speak loudly a little.
what I could understand is that most of us are fallibles, and when we accept Lord Krishna and offer him devotional service, then we can also become infallibles and at par with Krishna. So, in what respect at par? Would you please?
The fallibility of individual is almost nullified when he reaches to the stage of nishtha. What makes us fallible is our anarthas. Therefore, they need to be eradicated. So at the stage of nishtha, there is some, they call it residual anartha still lingering. But if we become more determined with stronger faith and resolute faith to serve Lord Krishna, then automatically the mercy will be given through spontaneous aspect. But nishtha is a liberated stage. Once you get liberated, do you want to come back in the fallible state? So nishtha means unshakable faith, means your position is also unshakable. Now here it is said that sarvavid bhajati means renders devotional service in all respects. Bhajati is one, but sarva with bhajati, knowing everything, then. So therefore, even in our daily lessons of Shuddha Bhakti Chintamani, the faith is the prime requisite, but at what extent the faith has to be confirmed, reconfirmed, and become unshakable. So, we may think that we are liberated, but yet we may not be able to rise above them. So this is a very intrigued situation, in developing faith from Adav Shraddha to Nishtha. Whatever comes as an obstacle should get rid of. Then real mercy of Lord Krishna will be bestowed. Yes.
It was mentioned, Hare Krishna, it was mentioned that the Brahmajyoti is available here, and that
yes,
those who meditate goes to trapped by Shiva and the Mahakal Kalbhairav. What do you mean by that?
Brahmajyoti is impersonal influence, right? Krishna says, I made all this material world, but I am not in them. What does it mean? He himself, in this form of Supreme Personality of Godhead, doesn't have to be here in the material world. right? So his influence will be there, which is an indirect presentation of him. Influence is like Brahmajyoti, The knowledge of the Absolute is there. It is conveyed through the Vedas and Krishna's incarnations and all this, showing the at least glimpse of personality of the Supreme Person. So it is available. But Krishna himself is very tricky. He said, I am not in this material. I have created, but I am keeping myself aloof from it. So people are at liberty to think that there is nobody, a creator, he is impersonal, whatever it is, he is only Shakti. So many different opinions will be there. But here, Krishna says, yes, when I come, I will come in such a way that you will recognize me, I am one of you only. So you will not give me any credit. Avajananti mama mudha manushim tanumasritam param bhavam ajanantam amabhuta maheshwaram. Fools will deride me always.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you so much for this wonderful association, Maharaj. Maharaj, this mentioned here Janati Purushottam. So my question is, what are the practical aspects how we can know he is a Purush Uttam? What are the practical aspects we can implement in our life?
Uttamah Purushastvanya Paramatmityudaharuta. He starts with his personal expansions, all the way up to Paramatma. And that is infallible status. And he is present with every Atma. He never leaves Atma alone. Otherwise, Atma will be totally gone case. Atma cannot exist without Paramatma. But Atma and Paramatma are two living entities.
So this is based on, this is also based on the scriptures. But what are the practical aspects we can?
Yeah.
He is the Purush and he is the Uttama. What are the practical aspects?
Yeah, the practical aspect is very well explained even in Kathopanishad that there are two birds sitting, they are looking exactly look alike. When Krishna says that Anoranyam Mahato Mahiyam, I will become smaller than the smallest, even smaller than the Atma. So you won't see Paramatma. So people are confused there. They say Atma so Paramatma. There is no difference between Atma and Paramatma. There are types of people there. So then you become Paramatma. You don't have qualification of it. How come you are fallible and Paramatma is never fallible? We have to remove all possible doubts, asammudhas, no more bewilderment about Lord Krishna. That is what is required. Janati Purushottama. Okay. So thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.